I've settled in to grow my real estate business. Where do I start? Hey, this is Martin Taggart, Team Real Estate, brokered by the Godzilla of real estate companies, EXP, 18 countries nationwide, 70,000 agents. We'll probably double that, I'm guessing, I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll be double that probably this time next year. So something to consider about where you start. Now, recently we had a new team member join our team, and his broker had told him, here's a list of things you need to do, and here's the number of dials you need to make a day. And he had a very honest question. Where do I start? Well, for some folks, they're going to say start with your sphere of influence, because those people tend to like you, trust you, and will want to do business with you. It's a softer landing as you introduce yourself to the industry. But that's tough to do, because emotionally and mentally what you know is those people expect you to be an expert, and you're not an expert just yet. So where do you turn? Well, you could spend a lot of money on pay-per-click, and by a lot I mean in order to add 250, 500 people to a database. Let's assume you have a CRM. That's going to run about $8 to $15 per lead. Now, we're assuming you have a CRM with a website in front of it, so these are people that are registering on your website. Quick math, what is, say, 500 times $15? So that's like $7,500, right? Because 500 times 10 would be 5,000, then 5 times would be 7,500. Those 7,500 people as registrants on a website are going to convert at about a rate of 3%. If you do a really good job on your weekly nurtures, and you do a really good job watching a dashboard. Now, I'm assuming a lot. I'm assuming you have a CRM, a website that allows people to register, and I'm assuming that you're not getting ripped off by a pay-per-click provider. If you're doing the math on this, and you're adding to this database monthly, say 50 to 100 people per month, you can be in the hole really easily, $15,000, $20,000 before you get your first commission check. That could be a way to go. You could work with somebody who will help you do geo-farming, which could be less expensive, could be more expensive. But again, in order to find a place where you put those registered homeowners, and let's say you know based on your market how many years you want them to be in their home, that will help you determine the likelihood that they're going to move, what percent equity they have in their home. Let's say you know all this stuff going into it. If you're new to real estate, you might not know these things, but I'm assuming that your broker or your team leader helped you know these things. You're looking at a similar type of investment. So let's say you don't have $7,500 to start. Let's say you don't have $20,000 to spend before you get your first commission check. Well, you're going to want to connect with somebody who can help you with the coaching and the training you need, because you'll want to know what to do with those people once you get them into your system. You're also going to want to have a database that is personalized to you, your name, that has its own personalized sub-URL, so that you have the ability to point people on your business card to that specific place they can go to register to talk to you. I'm going through this kind of quickly, but what I want to let you know is there's a lot that needs to happen. And telling somebody new with a license that it's a good idea for you to make 3 phone calls a day, or a good idea for you to meet 50 new people a week, is a little bit like telling somebody, I'm not going to give you a map and I'm not going to give you a compass, but I am going to give you a Ferrari with a full tank of gas, and I want you to go to Chicago. But I'm not going to tell you how much gas mileage you get. And I'm not going to tell you where the service stations are, and I'm not giving you any directions. There are really sharp people that will figure out all that stuff on their own, but they are the minority in our business, which is why we have such a huge number of people in our business that fail every 18 months, the majority do, and why in our current board in Kansas City, 51% of the total board membership never sells a home. Now, you could look at this and say, Martin, that's a blatant recruiting opportunity for Team Real Estate because you do all that stuff. Well, okay. Kevin will provide you, my cameraman Kevin, will provide you, the digital grand master will give you keys to his Ferrari and a full tank of gas. I don't own a Ferrari, but the rest of it I can help you with. What I can tell you is each and every month, Kevin helps us run courses with these kind of things. And you might say the second point, This is just a blatant opportunity to get people to meet with Kevin and pay him thousands of dollars for these courses. No, because it's free. So once you get rid of the blatant attempt to spend money, let's get past that. Here's what you need to do. Number one, you're going to need a CRM, a client relationship management tool where you can put your data. Number two, and that's got to have a whole bunch of features in it. That's for a different video. Matter of fact, Kevin and I will shoot that one next. The second thing you're going to need to do is decide how you're going to put information into that system. You should start with your sphere of influence so that you can get to know how your system works. Third, you're going to need training on what to do when they're in there, how to handle your outbound reaches, your phone calls, your texts, your emails, and most importantly, your video. Finally, you're going to want to have a feedback loop built into this process so you know when you're doing things really well that you can repeat those behaviors, and when things aren't going so well, you know what you should stop. I know this makes sense. I was going to say I hope this makes sense, but I know this makes sense because I know this is what we do and what people in our industry do for a living. Look, we're here to help. If we're not for you, but you still need help getting started, that's fine. Instant message me down below so we can connect. Martin Taggart, Team Real Estate. Life is better with the team. Rock on.